I'm Dave with Phototropics, and today is the first in our series of the exposure triangle, which is ISO or ISO, whichever you want to call it. Now, whenever I started out in film, I just called it ISO. And where did that derive from? Where did these numbers come from? Well, whenever I was shooting film, there was either, people might say, well, I'm shooting with a fast film, meaning it was a high number film. What does that have to do with anything? Well, a lower number, like a 100, was typically what you would shoot. That's the lowest number I ever shot with, was a 100. It would be outside, very sunny day, and you could get excellent pictures with that. Now, if it was dark or evening, or you needed a quick shutter, you would probably use 400. I think it was 800, even 1600 speed film, because what was happening is that the 100, the lower ends, were less sensitive to light, is the way I would explain it, and that the higher speed films were hypersensitive to light. But why wouldn't you just shoot with a high speed film? Well, what would happen is that when you would enlarge those, and typically, sometimes even if without enlarging, you would get highly grained photos. Today they kind of refer to it as noise, but you've seen where they've taken something and enlarged it so that it gets really pixelated. That's kind of the same thing with a higher speed film. So you try to get your ISO to be as low as it possibly could, but still get the speed and aperture that you need for the job that you were doing. Today, that's kind of a manufactured number because it's based on the sensitivity of the sensor. If you got a sensitive sensor, it might be considered high maintenance. Anyway, you can tell your sensor, I want you to be highly sensitive to light because I want to use a quicker shutter speed. Or you're going to be shooting outside and it's a sunny day and it's very bright, so you will use the lowest shutter speed that you could, the lowest ISO that you could, so that you could use your photos and not have as much noise introduced. Again, even with modern digital technology, the higher ISOs will give you noise, and if you want to enlarge them, it will become grainy or noisy or granular, and you'll lose the beauty that you originally intended, unless of course you were going for something like a black and white and you want to give it some texture. Again, usually whenever you set your ISO, you set it and leave it. You can always change it now you can really change it with each photo, whereas before, that's what would happen. You buy that film and you run that whole roll of film out, and then you couldn't change your ISO until you changed your film. But today, you can change it with each photo. But I would encourage you, try with one set ISO for a while, and then you can kind of learn what you need to do with that type of film, or that type of ISO, and then graduate to others, and you can kind of experiment for yourself. Again, stick with us about our 30-day photo challenge. Starts this Friday, and again, you can let us know what you come up with during the 30 days. Any comments, concerns, or personal beliefs? Go ahead, put them down in the comment section down below, and we'd love to hear from you.